For this project, I'm going to be using a size J 6mm crochet hook, and I'm using Red Heart Super Saver 4-ply worsted weight acrylic. Okay, you want to start with a slip knot on your hook, and then we're going to start off with a chain of 4. And then we'll slip stitch into the first chain to form a ring. Like that. Now we want to start with a chain of 4. 2, 3, 4. And that chain of 4 is going to count as a double crochet plus a chain 1. So now we want to double crochet right back through the center of the ring. And then chain 1 again. We want to double crochet through the center, chain 1. So we need a total, counting this chain right here, of 8 double crochets with chain 1s in between them. Chain 1, chain 1, One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I got one more. You want to make sure after you do your 8th double crochet to chain 1 after it. And then we'll slip stitch into the 3rd chain of our chain 4. So the 3rd stitch on it. Like that. And then I'm going to change colors, and I like to tie off in between color changes. Makes a nicer color transition when you do it that way. And then if you pull your tail, you can usually make that center circle smaller. And that's what we got so far. Now I'm going to do a quick color change. And I'm going to start this one out with a slip knot. And you can start in any one of these chain 1 spaces that you want. Just go ahead and find one and pull through that slip knot on your hook, like that. Now we're going to start off with a chain of 3. And this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Now you want to go back into the same chain 1 space again and do another double. Now we're going to chain 1 and go back into the same space again and do 2 more doubles. And then chain 1 again, and then we're going to move over to the next chain 1 space, and we're going to do the same thing. So every chain 1 space is going to have 2 doubles, a chain 1, and 2 more doubles, all in the same space. 1, 2, chain 1, go back in the same spot, and we'll do 2 more doubles. 1, 2, and then you chain 1 in between. Go to the next spot. I'm going to do the same thing. Two double crochets, chain 1, 2 more doubles. And then chain 1 in between. I'm going to go to my next space and do the same thing. 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 more doubles. So I just want to repeat this back to the beginning, doing the same thing in every one of the chain 1 spaces from the previous round. Okay, I just went through every one of the chain 1 spaces, and I'm I just finished my last double crochet here, and I want to make sure I chain 1 in between, and now I'm going to slip stitch into my beginning chain 3, and that will close that round off. And I'm going to switch colors again here. So I'm going to cut my yarn. Okay. And then you just want to start with the slip knot again with your new color. Now we're going to be working in all the chain 1 spaces here in between every 2 double crochets. We're going to be working. So in between every space. So you can start in any spot that you wish, just any of the chain 1 spots. And go ahead and pull through that slip knot on your hook. And now we're going to do these little popcorn stitches or bobble stitches or whatever you want to call them. Go ahead and chain 1. I'm sorry, chain 3. Chain 3. That chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Now you want to have a total of 5 double crochets in each one of these spaces. So this is my first one, so I'm going to go back into the same spot and do 4 more. So counting that chain 3, I have 5 double crochets. So what I want to do is just split my work like this, and the first double crochet, which happens to be the chain 3, slip stitch. So go into the top of that chain 3, and then slip stitch like that, and then do a chain 2, and then flip it back around. And that is the first little stitch. Now we're just going to come directly into the next spot right here and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now just turn your work right around. Go in the first double crochet that we just did in that spot, right here. Go right into it and do a slip stitch. Just like that. And then chain 2. And then we'll turn it back around. And now we have another one. Now we're going to move to our next spot right here and do the same thing. 5 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn it right around, and then the first double crochet will go into it. Grab our yarn, pull it through, and let's do a slip stitch, and then chain 2. Turn it back around and do it again. So it's really easy. Go into the next space. 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip it around, and the first one of that set of 5 right here, go right into it, pull the yarn through and do a slip stitch, chain 2, flip it back around. And that's what I'm going to do all the way around in every chain 1 space. So it's in between every 2 double crochets. I'm going to do that until I get back to the beginning. Okay, I just did my last bobble stitch, and now I want to do a chain 2, and then I'm going to slip stitch it. Right back here where we did that first chain 3, just kind of slip stitch it wherever you kind of can, preferably at the top of that chain 3 if you can get it, but just anywhere around there is fine. And then tie off, and then you're going to need to make 2 of these, and then I'm going to hide all my tails. Okay, now I'm going to sew my 2 pieces together, and I'm going to do it with single crochet. So you just put them together, and I'm going to leave an opening at the top. So we'll just start anywhere you want for right now. Line these up. See that there's the chain 2 spaces. You're going to need to do 2 single crochets in between them to sew them together. So just start with a slip knot, and I'm just going to start in a chain 2 spot. I'm going to go ahead and pull through that slip knot on my hook. Okay, now I'm going to start by going right back into the same spot that I just started in and doing a single crochet, and then I'm going to go back and do another one in the same spot because I'm working in that chain 2 spot. So there's 2 in that one, and now I'm going to do another one right here or at the top of this bobble, and then at the top of this one. If you look, you'll see just a little opening where we slip stitched it together. There's the opening to the top. You want to do it in one of this, about this one right here, or kind of next to it. It doesn't have to be just perfect, but. And then you single crochet, and then the next spot will be in between the chain 2, so we'll do 2 single crochets. And then we're gonna do at the top of these bobbles again. So there's the center of it. I'm gonna go in this space right here, and then the same spot on the other one. We're close to that spot. Single, and then I'll be in the chain 2 spaces again. So I'll do 2 singles. And then the top of the bobbles. And you just want to repeat this pattern. But I'm not going to go completely all the way around. You just want to leave a big enough spot. I'm going to go around till I get to here. So I'm leaving, I started in this chain 2 spot, and I'm going to end in this chain 2 spot. I'm leaving 5 bobble stitches open. And you know, you can always leave a bigger spot or a smaller spot. It's actually up to you. So I'm just gonna continue around, single crocheting it together. I have the 5 little bobble stitches left on mine where I sewed up, but you can leave your opening as big as you want. Now I'm gonna go around where we just sewed up and add a little shell stitching, and you don't have to do this if you don't want, but I'm going to start with a slip knot, and I'm going to go into the first stitch up here that we started with, and I'm going to go ahead and go through that slip knot that's on my hook. Okay, I went through the slip knot on my hook. Now I want to skip 1 stitch, and I'm going to put 5 double crochet in the next stitch. There's 5. Skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the next. Skip 1 stitch, 5 double crochet again. And this is the repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 1 stitch, single crochet. Skip 1 stitch and 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1, single crochet in the next, skip 1, and 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1, single crochet in the next, skip 1, and 5 doubles. So we're just going to repeat this pattern to the other side here, to where we ended, where we were sewing it together to where we ended. Okay, I finished that. Now for the handle, you can do any kind of handle you want. You can make it like a little side handle, so this could be like a little wrist wallet thing. I'm just going to make a really tiny handle for the top, and I just made a chain for as long as I wanted, and then I'm just going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then I'm going to single crochet in every stitch down. So this is just going to be like a little tiny coin purse thing. It's going to have a regular purse handle on it. So, but like I said, you can make like a little handle on the side if you want. You don't even have to have a handle if you want it to be a clutch. You could use an old necklace for a handle. That would look really cool. Just whatever you want. Just be creative. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this going down my chain. And then what I'm going to do is just sew it on right here on the ends. Okay, I got my handle sewed on here. And one other thing I did was I added these little things here. Actually came off an old necklace that I got somewhere, resale shop or something. And I just took them off and I attached them. And you're probably not, if you're lucky, you might have something like that. But if not, and you want to do this, you don't have to do it. If you go to Walmart, in the craft aisle, they have sequins that is the exact same size with a hole in it. All you would do is sew it with a thread and needle right on the ends there where you want it. Sew it up. And it can be done if you want. One more thing I'm going to do though, real quick, is make a drawstring. And you don't have to do that if you don't want. You could put a strap on it or leave it plain or whatever you want to do. I'm going to make a chain. I made a chain of 75, and all I'm going to do is weave it in and under around these bobble stitches. So I'm going to pick whatever side I want to come out. I just started right here. And now I'm going to go over and under these stitches. So through, and then like that, over and under, making it chain come to the top like that. And then back through this way. And then back. And I want to do this all the way around. Until I get, just keep weaving it around until I come out the other side. Okay, I made them both come out the same hole in the front, and then I just took some beads and weaved them on the end of each string, and then I put a knot at the end so the bead won't come off. And you don't have to do that, but just for decoration. And that's it. That's all I think that I'm going to do to this bag. Now, if you want to make a strap or something, or add a zipper, or you don't have to do the drawstring thing. That's up to you. But this is what I did. But I think it turned out pretty cute just to carry something. Be really good for. It's really small for like a little bitty outfit purse, just to carry credit card or whatever and a little bit of money. But I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Facebook, and you can post all your crochet items on there that you have. And don't forget to check out all my other tutorials. I have a whole bunch of bag and purse tutorials. And until next time, have a good day.